Hello limit breakers, it's about time you learn how to deal with Xerath once and for all. I will be explaining every single thing that will happen in this game, so take notes. Let's begin by talking a bit about Xerath. So he is immobile, very squishy poke mage that is based on skill shots. How do you counter skill shots? Well, with movement speed, because that allows you to dodge the spells that are coming your way, and sustain is amazing against poke. That's why I went this build with teleport. I don't need heal, I don't need barrier, because he is never gonna ult in me and threaten a kill. He's just gonna poke and be annoying. So being able to go to base and TP back with full health is such a big advantage. Anyways, the game plan in this lane is to permanently push at all times. So I'm already spawning soldier and pushing, and notice how I'm standing outside of the minion wave. Now Xerath has two options. Either he queues the minion wave to counter my push, or he will target me, but he can't do both. If he decides to poke, he is going to give up the push, so I will gain the mid lane priority. That gives me the ability to react to any play that is happening on the map before Xerath. So imagine the junglers are fighting for Scuttle, I will be there to turn the tides first. Furthermore, I will damage the tower and he will lose CS under the pressure. If he chooses to counter push, he will actually lose anyways, because my push costs about 40 mana. And the cooldown is very low. I'm talking about my soldiers, of course, while his Q, it's 10 seconds cooldown, and I think it costs like 130 mana. You can see that that's not a fight Xerath can actually win. So it's just those two things. Make sure you push like a retard and stand outside of the minion wave. Now the next thing, there is a fundamental law in League of Legends. You push, you will get ganked. So be ready for junglers to come, and be happy that they come, because by forcing them into your lane, you are wasting their time, you are making it so that he cannot gank your top laner, he cannot gank your bot lane, and neither your jungler. Just by doing that, you are carrying the game. The opposite is, of course, if you are pushing and you die, then you're carrying the enemy team. So how can you play aggressive? Well, you need to think about the vision, you need to track the enemy jungler. Here I made a mistake, I greeted for the Xerath, I thought I can kill him, but no. Always, if you get the lane priority, the first thing that comes to your mind is put down your fucking ward. Don't do this like me. This was a big mistake. Imagine after he ganked me the first time, I went to ward the top side river. He can never gank me. You know, I'm super safe and I can keep doing what I'm doing, but instead, just because of my foolish mistake, I lose almost all my HP, and this way I give Xerath a way out. I gave him a free reset. If that didn't happen, he is still locked in lane against me. With the amount of HP I have now, I'm full HP, Kane is still desperately trying to gank mid with no success at all. So always, guys, always, this is a big mistake I do, I still do, it's my bad habit. If you want to play aggressive, you have to put down the vision. Whenever you get the prio, don't greed for some creeps, even if it means you lose one minion or you won't be able to poke for a while. Just delay that, it's investment into the future. So now I actually grew a brain, learned from my mistake, and warded. To sum it up, priority into vision, back into priority, and then do whatever the fuck you want. Now this is really interesting. Kane ganks me, guess where from? From bot side river. Now let me explain to you jungle tracking. So in high elo, for 90% chance I can successfully say and predict where the jungler is and where is he going to come from. Remember, every non-buff camp takes about 2 minutes and 30 seconds to respawn, so that's 5 minion waves. What Kane did is he started on a red buff, then he did his Krugs, then he did his Raptors, and if you remember, he came from bot side river to gank me, which I avoided. Now, when he killed his Krugs and Raptors, that was around minute 2. So when do they respawn again? around 4 to 5 minutes. And Kayn will want to be there at that timer so he can farm them again. He doesn't want to fall behind in XP, and it's just efficient way to play the jungle. Which means that around the time I can expect Kayn to be in bot side. With that information I can either ward bot side so I can see what he's doing if he's trying to gank me, or I can just stand closer to my top laner, to my top side, so it's much harder for him to gank me if he is from bot side. It just takes longer distance, I will have more reaction time. And as you saw what happened, he first ganked me from bot side river, then he went to top side, and then he recalled, went to his camps in bot lane, and then when he was looking for gank, he again came from bot side. And there's a pattern, guys, there's a pattern. The changes of the sides happen like that all the time. So for about 2 minutes the jungler is in one side, and then he goes to the other side, and then again to the other, back to the first side, and then again to the other side, and then back and forth and back and forth, and eventually you will start recognizing those patterns, and that's how high elo players can recognize where the jungler is and where they can gank from. It all comes down to knowing the respawn timers, knowing where the jungler started or when you saw him on the map. So for example, if you see the jungler in the river and you check tab, you see he has like 8 minions, you probably know he did 2 camps, right? You can deduce what kind of camps he did, when they will respawn, blah blah blah. That's how it works, just so you have the idea. Here, again, as you see, he was top side and he went back to base again, came to his third raptor spawn. He eat over the wall because he was low HP, I saw that, I put down a ward and just took up a very easy kill. Now, Rengar is here with me to assist me, so I'm going to push this as fast as I can in attempt to dive the Xerath. Even if he don't kill him, he will lose at least 1 tower plate, that means 200 gold for me, which is a win-win anyways. So Rengar comes and picks up a super easy kill. I had a solo kill there if I eat to my soldier and just auto-tagged him, but it's always nice to share the gold. It's about 200 extra gold for your team, so why not? Now, I pick a kill, a tower plating, this is a dream situation. Also, I killed the Kayn, don't forget about that. As you see, he has no bot side camps now, right? So when Kayn is respawning, and now you have a lot of free time, I'm just hitting tower. I don't need to think about hitting tower. Now you should be thinking what's happening on the map, and the first priority should be the jungler. Now if you go advanced, you will think about the bot lane and top lane too, but you probably don't have to in your elos. Anyways, Kayn will go farm his top side because that's where all his camps are. There's even no Drake or anything. And in that time, I will be in base. The moment I come back to lane, he will already clear his top side camps, and then his bot side camps spawn again. That's where he will go, and he will be in bot side. Just from experience, I can already tell 10 minutes in advance how the camps and where he probably is gonna stand. Okay, I'm overblowing it a bit, but you get the point, right? Here I'm just looking to get the first blood tower. Now, let's do some maths, guys. If you get 5 plates and 1 plate is 160 gold, you get what? 800 gold from all the 5 plates plus the first blood tower gold. That's more than 1000 gold if you manage to get first blood tower and all 5 tower plates. How much is that? That's like 3 kills, literally 3 kills and more. That's how ahead you can be by killing a tower. So at this point and stage of the game, I'm absolutely fed. Now, my team is not doing that good. Anyways, I see Xerath out of position. That's one of his weaknesses. He is an immobile champion that has higher range than you, but the moment he oversteps, just shuffle him and he dies. You will win the trade. Even easier if the jungler is there, but the Xerath was dead even if Rengar didn't come. That's what I was talking about. So let's talk about the state of the game for a bit. Now, mid lane is getting absolutely ass blasted, and I kind of 1v2'd. Yes, I had 2 Rengar ganks for me, but I didn't need them. I would kill the Xerath anyways. I killed the Kayn solo 2 times and made him come to mid lane around 4 times. So just by doing that, I made such a huge difference in the game. Yet my top lane is losing really hard, and my bot lane is losing as well. My jungler is not really ahead. He is strong, but considering how much pressure Kayn had to deal with, it's not much, so it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it at all, but I'm kind of 1v9 in this game. It's not that bad, like it's not like my teammates are dying 10 times each of them, but they are worse than their counterparts, every single one of them. Now, that's just how crazily hard I'm stomping mid. It doesn't look that way, but in this kind of games, it's very important to not throw your lead. After the laning phase, just look to side lane. You have the TP and you're just so much safer and better as a split pusher than Xerath. As you can see, he just dies. He has no mobility, no escape tools, no shield. Unlike you, he can't put down a tower to protect himself. Also, Xerath's strengths, right, are wave clear. He can hold himself. Like one little blue guy can hold the siege against even 5 people sometimes. So if you drag him away from your team, you can do so much more. And also you have the TP to join the fight, so it's not really a problem at all. As you can see here, I just kill the guy in the side lane, then I TP to a fight and continue growing my lead, helping my team getting closer to the victory. Now Vladimir is their best player, the guy that is doing the best. He is so fed right now, but this is the thing in the meta at this moment. If you have 2 guys that are carrying their teams and have huge bounties, if the one guy kills the other guy with a bounty, the game snowballs so hard. I am already so fed. It basically says that I'm the most fed player in the game, and I killed the other most fed player in the game. That means I'm killing the guy that's carrying the game. That means I'm probably doing better. I'm a better player than that guy. It is just a big snowball, not just in terms of gold, but pressure, but also that you are the best player in that particular game. I just continue split pushing. Now I see there is a fight in mid lane, and because I have the priority, I can always join, clean up the fight. And now there's the thing. All the players in this game are just fighting and not farming. What am I doing? I'm farming and then fighting. I didn't lose a single minion wave in this game yet, and I still always get to the team fights. The amount of gold and XP I have over everyone in this game is absolutely demanding. Not only that, I also keep stealing enemy jungle camps, so I'm farming about 3 lanes. Again, I immediately go back to the side lane, make sure I don't lose a single thing. Now, I am going to spawn soldiers like this. That's to keep my super bird buff up, the attack speed buff, and also it serves as an escape path, because if I keep my soldiers behind me, I can always E to them and drift out if I am in danger. I don't have any item to buy, I know where people are, so I just sit here, wait for the Vlad to come. I didn't expect him to be warded, he still wants to take the fight. There's no way he can win, it wasn't even close. Okay, it was pretty close, but I'm just way too fed for him. If I wasn't, then yeah, maybe. Look at the Ravenous Hunter healing and also my red buff. Now, as I said again, killing their most fed player, it's such a big snowball, and now that he's out of the game, and also he has no flash. Now let's talk a bit about summoner spells. So, you always want to time summoner spells. If you look at high elo players, at the streams or whatever, you will see them always. Someone flashes, they write, okay, AD carry flash XXXX, meaning like the time when the flash will come back again, they will copy paste it, and then before each objective, let's say Infernal Dragon is spawning in 1 minute, or Baron is spawning in 1 minute, or you just expect a big fight, they just spam it in the chat so everyone in the team, the engagers, the assassins, they know, okay, this AD carry doesn't have flash, maybe I should target him. Now, the next level of importance, and I don't know why didn't we see Baron there, so that's whatever, but another even more important thing is to identify which champions you really need to pay attention to. So, let's look at the enemy team. They have a Xerath, they have Jhin, they have Vladimir, Rakan, and Kayn. So Kayn flash is like, whatever. It's nice to know, of course, but it's not game changing. Xerath flash, okay, he's a carry, so that means something, but also not, it's not that big of a difference. Same for Jhin, it just makes them less safe. But when you look at Vladimir with flash, it's a completely different beast from the one that doesn't have it. Why? Because he just, without flash, he's a champion with low range, absolutely zero mobility, and there's no chance in hell he is going to get onto Azir. I have way too much range, way too much damage, and before he gets to me, he gets shredded. But if he has flash, he can one-shot me, he can one-shot my team, and it's much harder to play against that. Same thing with Rakan. Rakan's flash makes his engage just absolutely disgusting. He can engage on you from a screen away, and in this game then I would identify that it's Rakan's flash and Vladimir's flash that I need to think about. Look at this, that was the Rakan flash, it was instantaneous and you need to respect it. So here I am sieging bot lane with my team. Now I'm not split pushing, I was trying to, but my team came to me. Vladimir again tries some crazy shit, but I know Time King is behind me, there's absolutely nothing they can do. This is 5 people engaging on us, only 3 people defending. I won't be able to do much here because my front line is on a Time King and it's 3 of them, but meanwhile I'm doing this. We are getting the top lane inhib. Now Kayn tries to go for a play, that's completely fine. He challenged me and he lost. If he hit his W, I would die for sure. But I still had my ult, I still had a lot of tools to... I mean, it's understandable he went for it, but hey, it's whatever. The important thing is that we got the inhibitor. With 2 inhibs down, all we have to do is wait for Baron Nashor, get the buff and end with it. However, Tahm Kench sees a good opening, I believe in him, maybe I shouldn't, but this time it works. Jhin just gets absolutely smashed, and this is another good example of why Xerath is just not good isolated in the side lane. He needs team around him more than Azir does. That's the point of this build, that's the point of taking TP and split pushing against him, to go against everything he can do. Remember in the lore that Xerath, he never did a direct confrontation against Azir, he backstabbed him. That's the only reason he won. He's a coward after all. Anyways, that's it for the video. I hope you loved it, I hope you learned something, and if you did, please comment and subscribe to me for more. If you have any criticism, I'd love to hear it, and I would love to also invite you to the stream. I answer all the questions and help people like you with free coaching and blah blah blah. Anyways, happy limit breaking and hope to see you again soon.